You mad dog, right?
Who asked?
Man, this guy.
And we gonna be back at war with the RDs because Kilo gonna find out that D-Mac is Tommy's nephew.
Fuck Tommy, bro. He ain't gotta know shit about this.
I go talk to Kilo, right? I go talk to him and I tell him that we'll deliver D-Mac to him, nigga, dead or alive.
His ass ain't gonna be here that much longer.
Miguel gonna take Tommy out for us.
Oh, hell yeah, that's the plan.
Know that I always play by the rules.
Yo, I heard from you in a minute. Come on, we family for life. What the fuck is going on now? Alright, so tell them niggas to bring the smoke. We'll come lay them the fuck out. Simple. Send me the details, and I'll be there. I'm on my way.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We're here in the aftermath of season 4 episode 10, the finale of Power Book 2 Ghost, and we're left with a teaser of cliffhanger of Tariq going to Chicago and helping Tommy in a war that's going to be waged against not only Miguel and the Insane Princess, but also betrayal within his own group as CBI members Shanti and Jannar, and also Diamond even working behind his back to give up D-Mac to King Kilo. Tommy is going to be out of options of people who's actually in his corner and that he could trust. Who else to turn to but family? And I think that's where Tariq comes into the picture. We could also talk about the possible inclusion of Brayden and Tommy finally meeting, also D-Mac and Tariq meeting for the first time. We're going to go ahead and break all this down. Of course, we're going to have to recap what took place in season 2 of Book 4 because that's over a year ago at this point. So feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything down below. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, before we get into Tariq, Brayden, and their involvement in this situation, we have to start with the actual threats to Tommy and how I see them going early on in the season, because I don't think Tariq would be a character that appears in more than 2 to 3 episodes. So first off, CBI. D-Mac. So we know in this situation, Diamond was dating this girl and she had a son who was like getting bullied and shit like that. So Diamond was tutoring him, teaching him how to fight. I believe his name was Leon or something like that. And they had a circumstance where a kid was messing with him once again. And this time he decided to fight back, hit the nigga, and the nigga pulled out a gun and killed him. Come to find out, this person's name is Mad Dog and Diamond wants revenge. He said he don't give a fuck who he is, that nigga has to die. But meanwhile, they're all in a coalition. All of the gangs in Chicago are currently under one umbrella. No violence against each other. We all get money basically. Mad Dog is a nephew of one of the main members of the coalition, a guy named King Kilo. So Diamond decides that he can't retaliate. In the meanwhile, D-Mac, he just returned back to the city. His partner Marshall is explaining this to him why they can't get the revenge that they want. And D-Mac's like, fuck that. I want back in CBI. I'm gonna go do this for Diamond and Tommy, and they gotta let me back in. So he go ahead and smoke Mad Dog. He takes a picture of the shit and he goes and shows Diamond. Now word is getting around the city that it was D-Mac who did it, that he's a part of CBI. And King Kilo, he's currently in jail. He's getting out soon. He's pissed about this. He's ready for his group, I think they call it the RDRs. He's ready for them to retaliate. In the meanwhile though, Tommy doesn't even know D-Mac is back and that he did any of this. So Jannar and Diamond go behind his back and come up with a plan to not tell Tommy anything, to go to King Kilo and say, hey, we're gonna give up D-Mac to you, and then there won't be no more war between CBI and your people. Basically, we good. You get your kill back. After that situation, everything's fine, and they're gonna do this behind Tommy's back. And Tommy is not gonna let his nephew go out like that. So when this situation comes about, I believe he will do everything in his power to protect him, which once again will break up the coalition. Also, he will discover the truth about Diamond betraying him, trying to get his nephew killed. That'll cause friction between them, and then everything will start to fall apart from there. So that's one of the first threats Tommy will be facing coming season 3 of Power Book Force, and maybe the most important, because like I said, once again, D-Mac is his nephew. That's family, and also he called Tariq, and that's family as well. well. So that connection and that meeting is gonna be amazing, but we're gonna get to that more when we get to the Tariq section and his involvement and how I see it going. Let's move on to the other threats though. The next threat is of course Miguel and the insane princess. Now this backstory is long and deep as well. Miguel, he always didn't like Tommy. He been wanting to take him out, even proposed it to Diamond a few times, but shit got even worse when Merkovich and the Serbs decided to take out Miguel's grandma because he was beefing with them. So Miguel wanted to go and get revenge. Tommy used this as an opportunity to call the Serbs and help them escape, because the guy that's over all of them, Tommy wanted to get in good with him and take the Serbs' territory. So he let the Serbs escape on purpose so it could look like Miguel fucked up. And he also caught the snitch within Miguel's organization that was working with the Serbs and brought him to the Che nigga that's above all of them, once again to make Miguel look incompetent. Going into the season finale though, the Serbs, they was working with Claudia and also the Marquez cartel. So Tommy knowing now at this point that Vic is a snitch, that he's wearing a wire and that he has a bug in his house, sets up Claudia and the Serbs, telling Vic where a meetup is gonna be, knowing the police is listening. But when the police arrive there and take everyone down, it's of course, like I said, Claudia, the Serbs, and the Marquez cartel. So now with all of them out the way and out the picture, Tommy wants to step up and take not only the Serbs' territory, but Miguel's as well, because he failed to get the job done. Now Che, he decided, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I will give you the Serbs territory, you rightly deserve that, but Miguel is gonna stay put. He's gonna stay where he at. So he makes them meet up and talk and say, hey, we're gonna squash all this beef. Y'all can have some friendly competition because that makes all of us some more money, but it's not gonna be no more violence or threats against each other's life. Because early in the episode, Miguel did send his partner to take Tommy out, and Tommy of course got rid of that nigga. So they like, okay, no more threats on each other's lives. Now more problems come in at where Tommy has been dating Miguel's sister Maria over the course of the entire season without him knowing. Jannard and Shanti, we're gonna get into them next, they took a picture of this of Tommy with Maria and was waiting to send it to Miguel at the perfect time to spark back up the war and get them to take out each other. The picture in the last episode was sent to Miguel. Maria went missing. Her and Tommy was supposed to take a trip somewhere. I think it was like Barcelona or something. So he been looking for her the entire day and she just been missing. He finally gets a call from her phone. He picks it up. Turns out to be Miguel. He's talking his shit, basically saying he's never gonna see Maria again and that Tommy can't hurt him because Shay just told him, hey, no violence, friendly competition only, stay out each other's way. So now the insane princes are a threat because Tommy just nigga took his girlfriend basically, and him and Miguel have already been having beef and problems over the course of the entire season anyway. So that's only amplified because she's gonna be looking for her as well, and obviously they're gonna be continuously trying to take one another out. So now with all that in mind, D-Mac being in trouble by King Kilo, with Jannard and Diamond going behind Tommy's back, and also with Miguel and the insane princess, the whole coalition is going to fall apart. Even CBI could team up with Miguel to eliminate Tommy since they have a common enemy, something we just seen with Carter and Noma in book Ghost. Also the threat of Shanti and Jannard, because even though they're a part of the CBI situation, they're planning on taking everything from everyone eventually anyway. So it goes even deeper than Jannard just trying to bring down D-Mac. Tariq, he's gonna have to come in to save the day. Tommy is gonna need someone that he could trust, that he could believe in, and that's why he goes to family. With all these threats on the rise, but obviously the thing we want to see the most is D-Mac with Tariq. I think that will be their main focus, his main focus for calling Tariq in to help save his nephew. Them two finally meet. They have a lot of similarities if you guys remember. Obviously D-Mac's first kill was a dirty cop, shot him in his head. He was extorting Diamond and Tommy. And Tariq's first kill was Ray Ray, another dirty cop. Of course it was different circumstances, but a dirty cop nonetheless. Also the fact that Tommy tried to keep both of them out the game. He even hung Tariq ass off the roof, told him this is not no game. Someone always out to get you, trying to take your spot. If you're not rising, you falling. And the same with D-Mac. After killing the cop, Tommy was trying to keep him as far away from the game as possible, even before it, and he just had him in the stash counting the money. He didn't want him in the streets catching bodies. He even sent him away to go to school, and of course that nigga came back and did some dumb shit, but they have a lot of similarities. So when he comes to save him, I think they'll do it as a family, and that includes JP as well. Him and D-Mac, their relationship has fell off again. I think there will be a casualty when it comes to rescuing D-Mac, and that person is going to be JP. I think he'll need reinforcements. That's where Brayden comes into the picture. I think it'll be nice for Brayden and Tommy to finally meet. I know there was a podcast episode from Michael Rainey and Gianni where he said there was a scene where he met Tommy in the original Power, but they cut it out for time or for something like that, so they never actually met within the show from the scenes that we got, of course. So that would be nice to see, especially because Zion called him Tiny Tommy in the last season, and he been messing with him about that, so that'll be cool to see. I do want to input that if they do bring in more people than just Tariq, I hope they finally bring in my nigga 2-Bit. I made a whole video about that like a year ago. Everyone's been asking for that. He's been the most loyal person to Tommy this entire time, and it's no reason that he can't be utilized, especially at the time like this. It's almost gonna feel like they're bringing the Avengers in to save the day, but I just know they're not gonna do it. Overall though, that's it for this video. You can leave your thoughts and opinions on everything down below. This is kind of like a rough draft. Like, all we really got right now is a phone call, but we all can safely assume it's Tommy, with him saying it's family and we ain't talking a while, I'm on my way, whatever. Makes sense, he could travel to Chicago. But with the threats that's coming to Tommy, everything else is a rough draft. I think it makes sense that Tariq and D-Mac meet. Is something we all want to see. They both being his nephews, it add up in a lot of ways. Also, if he's calling Tariq, obviously he's going to be desperate for help. He has no one else in his corner, so it will make sense if Tariq brings someone like Brayden, and that Tommy possibly hit up 2-Bit like I was just mentioning before, if they really need reinforcements, because them niggas always come through, to be honest. And once again, Brayden meeting Tommy will be dope as hell. We already know this is the last season of Book Force as well, so however the war ends in Chicago, Tommy is gonna leave. His actor did say this is the end of the road in Chicago, but it's not the end for Tommy, so he's gonna be moving somewhere else. We talked about a possible spinoff with Tariq and Tommy continuing their shows as one, and that's definitely on the table if this is where Tariq is heading come season 3 of Book Force. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Like I said, as usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.